good, happy Saturday morning. It's Saturday, May 7, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Saturday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and grab a good cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy this Saturday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. So let's get started right now. First up, Biden administration reacts to leaked Supreme Court draft. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
The fallout from that leaked Supreme Court draft decision that could overturn Roe v. Wade. ABC's Doreen Shaw is in Los Angeles with a look at what states are trying to do now to protect abortion rights. Doreen, good morning.
Good morning, Janae. The White House is launching a mental health hotline for new moms and pregnant women who might need it. There are also efforts to protect abortion access, but those are all likely to fail. So now many states are trying to urgently take action. This morning, many states bracing for a potential Roe v. Wade reversal, leaving abortion up to individual states. Nearly half likely or certain to ban abortion in most cases. The Guttmacher Institute, a reproductive rights research organization, estimating there could be a nearly 3,000% increase of out-of-state women whose closest abortion clinic will be in California. Ever since September, when the Texas restrictive ban took effect, providers in California have been seeing surges.
We've seen a doubling of the number of patients coming from outside of California, and we expect that to only increase.
Dr. Laura Dalton has been anticipating more out-of-state women at the country's largest Planned Parenthood affiliate.
We're able to increase capacity by 250 to 500 patients a week.
13 state bills were proposed soon after Texas's ban, everything ranging from paying for travel to preventing criminalization.
We won't enforce civil judgments that other states impose because of their laws. We're protecting patients and providers should they seek care here in our state.
But already some Californians voicing opposition.
Part of our huge concern with so-called abortion tourism is that the state of California would be using taxpayer dollars that, in our opinion, should be going to mothers and families here in the Golden State, and would instead be incentivizing people to fly from across the country here to California to receive free abortions.
Lila Rose is the founder of Live Action, an organization that advocates against abortion. She thinks the expected Supreme Court decision about abortion does not go far enough.
It's not full justice, though, because whether you're conceived in California or Texas, you as a human being deserve the right to live.
But some, like CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky, saying her fear is the women who won't have the means to travel.
Those who don't may take matters into their own hands. I do think that lives could be at stake in that situation.
And even some California residents say they struggled getting care. Abby Fanlo was 6 weeks in when she discovered she was pregnant. It took another month to get an abortion.
Why have you decided to speak out so strongly for women who do have to travel?
I think that if we want California to be a state where people really have the right to choose, we need to make sure that people can actually access abortions. And I was just surprised by how hard it was for me to get one in a timely manner and without a lot of stress.
We're now also learning that technology might be used against women who are looking to get an abortion in states where it may not be legal. There are a lot of apps that keep track of data that may reveal if a woman has gotten an abortion, and that data could be used as evidence. Whit.
All right, Zareen, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Russian forces closing in on steel plant in Mariupol. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
My great-grandmother started a legacy of education in my family.
She ran for state office.
I had no problems breaking the norms. She had a dream and decided to pursue it. Find the strong women in your family with Ancestry.
The war in Ukraine, intense fighting in the eastern part of the country as President Biden is set to attend the virtual G7 summit this weekend, along with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. ABC's Marcus Moore is on the ground in Irpin with the very latest developments. Marcus, good morning.
Well, Whit, good morning. We are what is left, or what used to be the main bridge into Irpin, the suburb of Kyiv. The Ukrainians destroyed this bridge in an effort to slow Russia's advance on the capital. And today, the ruins are a kind of memorial to the lives lost and those changed forever by Russia's assault. This morning, the desperate escape from Mariupol. Russian and Ukrainian officials claiming dozens of civilians were rescued on Friday, including 11 children from the tunnels under the Azovstal steel plant in that battered port city. More than 150 civilians still believed to be inside, along with the last of the Ukrainian fighters defending the city against Russian forces and all odds. We spoke with one resident whose brother is still trapped in the steel plant. We're very worried about him, she says, waiting for him to come home, especially the parents. For us, he's a very necessary person. We can't imagine our lives without him. The situation there growing more dire amid fears Russian President Vladimir Putin wants to declare he's captured the city by Monday, Victory Day, the biggest patriotic holiday on the Russian calendar. Overnight, Ukrainian President Zelensky warning citizens to brace for the possibility of more Russian attacks, heat curfews and air raid sirens amid the holiday. In response to Russia's aggression, the Italian government seizing a $700 million luxury yacht linked to the Russian president. And President Biden announcing yet another aid package heading to Ukraine, this time for $150 million. The U.S. has now provided nearly $3.8 billion in arms and equipment to Ukrainians since the Russian invasion. This as details emerge about the intelligence shared by the United States after the Ukrainian strike in the Black Sea that took out Russia's flagship carrier, the Moskva. A U.S. official telling ABC News, quote, "We do provide a range of intelligence to help the Ukrainians understand the threat posed by Russian ships in the Black Sea." But the Pentagon making it clear the U.S. had no prior knowledge of the attack and did not provide, quote, specific targeting information.
We provide them what we believe to be relevant and timely information about Russian units that will allow them to adjust and execute their self-defense to the best of their ability.
But amid the chaos, signs of healing. Mexican-born Dallas painter Roberto Marquez came to Ukraine. Today, he paints on canvases underneath this destroyed Irpin bridge, tributes to those lost.
So I figured, I'm going to go, maybe I can do something with my paintbrush.
And you may be able to see Marquez in the distance behind me continuing to work. He says that his weapon here in Ukraine is the paintbrush he's using. In the meantime, there are so many residents who are yearning to return to their homes here, Eva, despite the real threat of war.
You can understand how you would want to go home. Marcus, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. CDC investigating more cases of hepatitis in children. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Are your sneezes putting your friends in awkward positions? Stick with Zyrtec. Zyrtec starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Zyrtec, muddle no more.
The growing concerns about a mysterious illness affecting children around the world. ABC's Andrew Dimber joins us as the CDC now saying 5 kids in the U.S. have died from the severe form of hepatitis. Andrew, good morning to you.
Good morning, Janae. Doctors and health experts around the world are truly baffled and don't know why these children are getting hepatitis. But health investigators are casting a wide net to get to the bottom of these rare outbreaks. This morning, more reports of a mysterious global hepatitis outbreak claiming more lives. In the U.S., at least 109 children have gotten sick, including 5 who have died. Cases now have been reported in 25 states in recent months, with the World Health Organization now investigating 228 similar cases around the world.
We have yet to establish a causal link with this increase in severe hepatitis,
whether it's a combination of pathogens and or environmental exposure.
While the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention doesn't know the cause, the CDC is now working with clinics to see if more hepatitis cases in children are out there. More than 90% of kids diagnosed have had to be hospitalized, with 14% needing transplants and more than half testing positive for adenovirus infections, according to health experts.
Whether it's adenovirus alone or potentially alongside COVID or maybe some other cause, this still yet has to be fully investigated.
Hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver, and sometimes the disease is mild, requiring no specific treatment, but severe cases can lead to hospitalization and even liver failure.
I initially thought she just had a stomach bug.
It was a frightening situation for Jillian when her 9-year-old daughter Riley's symptoms progressed rapidly over the course of a week.
She had had shooting pains in her upper abdomen area to the point where she was in tears. And after lots of tests and an ultrasound and all of that, that's when we found out that she had hepatitis.
It took 2 weeks for Riley to get better.
I suppose my frustration is just the fear of the unknown as far as other families are concerned, and hoping that no one else gets it and has to go through a worse time.
Now, officials say that the increase in cases may be alarming, but stress overall the rate of severe pediatric hepatitis cases is still quite rare.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robert.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID cases and hospitalizations surge in the Northeast. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
The pandemic and the Biden administration's dire new prediction as COVID cases and hospitalizations surge in the Northeast. ABC's Karen Dravers joins us this morning with more. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Eva. This is a very alarming prediction from the Biden administration. A senior official estimates that without new funding from Congress for treatments and vaccines, as many as 100 million Americans could be infected with COVID-19 during a fall and winter surge. That is nearly 30% of the U.S. population, and that does not take into account the possibility of a new major variant. But already we're seeing cases surge in the Northeast. In New England and the New York and New Jersey area, infection rates are nearing their highest levels in 3 months. Hospitalizations are also increasing. Daily admission levels have more than doubled in the last month. So what's driving this surge in cases? Well, health experts say it's a combination of things. Mask mandates and COVID-19 restrictions have been easing, plus there are highly contagious Omicron subvariants. President Biden is pressuring Congress to approve $22.5 billion in new COVID funding, and officials here at the White House are ringing the alarm, saying if Congress fails to act, the consequences could be catastrophic. The White House says without funding, they will not be able to purchase new vaccines in the fall that could target some of those new variants. They won't be able to have as much testing capacity, and they will run out of treatment options. A senior official tells ABC News that funding could be the difference between a surge that has many cases and a surge that has many cases and deaths. Janae? We will be taking note of that. Karen Travers, thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Roberts here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into some weather right now. And here's a look at the weather across the United States for this Saturday. Boston, 49 degrees. New York City, 50 degrees. Washington, D.C., 52 degrees. Atlanta, 68 degrees. Jacksonville, Florida, 87 degrees. Tampa Bay, Florida, 85 degrees. And Miami, Florida, 89 degrees. Over in Dallas, 91 degrees. Phoenix, 100 degrees. Wow, very warm there. Los Angeles, 76 degrees. Las Vegas, 95 degrees. And San Francisco, 62 degrees. That is a look at the weather across the United States for this Saturday. Happy Saturday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now. And let's go into some entertainment news. And in your entertainment news, Johnny Depp trial. Internet spots similarity in Amber Heard's testimony and the talented Mr. Rip.
We have never been accused of being flashy, fancy, or cool. I mean, seriously, we named ourselves Booking.com. It's kind of our thing. Helping you book that perfect stay. Booking.com. Yeah.
Both sides are now in damage control mode after Amber Heard's grueling testimony at her and Johnny Depp's $50 million defamation trial. Welcome to Entertainment Tonight. Michelle Turner has the night off. Amber capped off her second day on the stand, telling the jury that Johnny made her fear for her life.
He got next to my ear and he was screaming over and over and over again, I hate you. I hate you. And then pounding the back of my head, pounding it with his fist. He just hit me over and over and over again, and I got really still. I thought, this is how I die. He's gonna kill me now.
Johnny's spokesperson calls the actress's testimony the performance of her life. Team Amber fired back, saying Depp's behavior is pitiful. He doesn't have the courage to look at her, and instead, he doodles and snickers. And there was this incredibly tense moment in court. Amber steps down from the stand yesterday as Johnny walks to the exit. You can see Amber's stunned look as he gets close. A bailiff keeps the actor back, and Amber is escorted from the courtroom. Fascination with the trial continues as rumors have quickly spread on social media that the actress had lifted a portion of her testimony where she talked about her relationship with Johnny from this scene in The Talented Mr. Ripley.
When you have his attention, you feel like you're the only person in the world.
When I was around Johnny, I felt like the most beautiful person in the whole world.
We fact-checked and found just two slightly similar moments.
It felt like a warm glow.
It's like the sun shines on you.
Johnny, who denies Amber's claim of domestic abuse, is claiming defamation and suing Heard for $50 million. She's filed a countersuit for $100 million. Amber also testified about appearing on The Late Late Show with James Corden one day after that alleged fight in 2015.
I had my hair and makeup team come, and they worked around the bruising by covering it. I told people I had an accident.
So, Lauren, here's the good news. Both Johnny and Amber will have reprieve from all this drama.
Oh, and all of us, too.
Yes. Trial resumes on May 16th.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Very interesting trial. All of us here at the Riley King Network have been watching it. And we're going to switch gears now. And, here is a little segment. Stock market drops despite addition of over 400,000 jobs in April. Let's take a look at this video from ABC News.
Check it out. Me and my best friends have been working on our not-so-secret clubhouse.
The latest jobs numbers amid wild fluctuations in the markets and growing fears over inflation. ABC's Alexis Christoforous joins us now to break it all down. Alexis, good morning.
Good morning to you. Whit. President Biden touted another month of strong job gains during his 6th visit yesterday to the key swing state of Ohio. Despite rising inflation and higher interest rates, employers added more than 400,000 jobs in April for the 12th straight month. Still, employers are having a tough time finding workers. In March, there were a record 11.5 million job openings, meaning there were 2 jobs for every unemployed person. To attract workers, businesses are raising wages. Trouble is, they're not keeping up with surging prices for everything from food and gas to furniture and airfares. The Federal Reserve this week made its most aggressive push yet in its fight against inflation, raising interest rates by 0.5% for the first time in over 2 decades, and promised more large rate hikes to come. The Fed's trying to slow demand and reduce inflation by making borrowing more expensive. So rates on on auto loans, credit cards, home equity lines of credit are all going up, as are mortgage rates, which touched a 13-year high this week of 5.45%. This time last year, that rate was less than 3%. Rapidly rising interest rates now have Wall Street bracing for a possible recession, which triggered the biggest stock sell-off we saw in 2 years this week. Whit.
And Alexis, I think something that a lot of people are struggling to understand is if the job market is so strong, why all this talk about a possible recession?
Yeah, it's weird, but it doesn't seem to connect. Well, it's a delicate balancing act for sure for the Fed right now. It wants to slow consumer and business spending enough to bring down inflation, but not so much that it tips the economy into a recession. And this week, at least 2 major Wall Street banks raised their forecasts for a mild recession at some point next year.
All right. Alexis, thanks so much. And before we go, we do want to know your first report here on Weekend GMA. Just wanted to welcome you to the ABC team. And we go way back, worked together about a decade ago. One of those other 3-letter networks.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. It's great to be here with you all. I wish I could have brought better news, not talk of recession, but look forward to being with you.
We appreciate your information, your report. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, G. Okay, there you go. And let's take a look at this. Adele shares a new photo celebrating her 34th birthday. Wow, happy birthday to Adele. And let's take a look at that new photo right now.
Pop news with Megan Ray, and you are sitting in a chair today.
I love this hair. I love it. I love it. Let's begin with Adele, the superstar and best friend in my head. Celebrated her 34th birthday on Thursday and marked the occasion by sharing 2 new photos with fans, looking happy and glamorous in custom Carolina Herrera dress. In the caption, the singer reflected on the past year, saying, quote, "What a difference a year makes. If time, it keeps healing and smoothing out all the creases in my life like it does as the years fly by, then I can't wait to be 60. I've never been happier. And what better gift is that? Happy birthday, Adele. Are we all going to the concert in Vegas? Group trip? I can try. I can try.
This show on the road, right?
That's a great idea. Let's put it in the universe. And from one music superstar to the next, Taylor Swift.
Okay, there you go. Happy birthday to Adele. We love Adele here. And let's take a look at a Mother's Day surprise. As you know, it's Mother's Day weekend this weekend, and Sunday is the big day, Mother's Day. Let's take a look at the Mother's Day surprise right now.
What if positive change was only one design away? Some say design is beyond most people's reach. We say it's already in your hands. So, what will you design today?
We've been celebrating our moms all morning long here. We decided that we need to take a moment or a moment to surprise someone special.
So earlier this week, Eva's mom showed America how to make her Korean short ribs, and now we think it's time to share something with her.
Mom, she's over here. I brought her here under the guise that I needed her to bring Ella for me.
Miss Kim, we got a chair right for you right here.
I don't think she was expecting.
Good morning, America.
She wasn't expecting to be on TV this morning.
She didn't tell me that. Yeah. She said, make sure you put the makeup on.
So now you've been on national TV twice in 1 week.
How about that? I'm in debut in TV.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? So Eva's been telling us for years that she was this goody two-shoes. She followed all the rules, never got in trouble. What's the true story to Eva Pilgrim, the little girl?
Give us the tea.
She actually very good.
See?
Really?
Yeah.
We've got verification from Mom. Okay.
Well, because if she been somewhere without my proof, I go over there and get her.
You bring her
So
out.
she stayed in line because you kept her in line.
Wow.
I put her tiptoe.
So you have 2 grandsons, we know, but Ella is your first granddaughter. This is your first Mother's Day with Eva as a mom. What is this like for you?
Well, I'm so proud of her and the first time mom, and she was such a good mom, and she come so far.
We got you breakfast, Mom.
Wow.
Wow. I know. Look at how many pancakes there are. Janae wants one of them.
I saw those pancakes and I said, pancakes.
I can share. And
We'll jump in there with you. Yeah. There's
Happy
breakfast in
Mother's
bed.
Day
We got
to
you
you.
breakfast at the desk.
How about that? That's pretty good. I take it.
Thanks, Mom. I love you.
Oh, thank you so much. This is a treat.
Haven't even started the food yet.
Well, hey there, GMA fan.
Okay, and there you go. Very cool indeed. And that is it for the morning show with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Goodbye.